What is up, stream? Welcome to session 4 of Secrets of Sarmanath. How are you all doing? Players, it's been a week. It's been 2 weeks in Sean's case. How are y'all doing? What's been up with y'all?
I've been pretty busy, mostly doing a lot of schoolwork. I went mainstream. I got that Apex Legends game because I was doing things.
Okay. How does it? Is it good?
It's the first battle royale game I played since the original Arma 3 mod.
Nice.
Because I'm pretty sure that was like the first video game that really did it.
Yeah, that was the one that PUBG came from, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's fun. I'm terrible at it. I haven't. It's making me realize I have not played a shooter other than Counter-Strike in a very long time.
Yeah, if you guys hear my roommate raging in the background, he's
I played Apex for the first time yesterday. I played
Is
2
it
games.
good? Because it's on my list of to play.
I'm not a huge battle royale guy. I only play if I have friends who are playing it. I prefer PvE stuff to PvP. I just rage when I'm being forced to play against people who are way better at the game than me, and I'm dead before I even know that they're around. It's just very frustrating and not fun.
I played a little bit with one other person. I played a little bit with a full group and a little bit solo. It's only fun with a group of 3.
Yeah,
it's not fun to
that
play.
I definitely believe. So
it's got a pretty good pacing to it though. Like the Arma 3 mod was very much you crawl around for like 30 minutes and move very slowly, and then somebody snipes you from like 2 kilometers away, and you went, well, I guess I'll re-queue. And this one,
the couple matches I played yesterday were both pretty good. I died once because I used my super wrong, because I had never played before and I wasn't sure what it did, and it did not do what I thought it did. And then the second match, I actually had the second most damage on my team. And I punched a guy to unconsciousness once, which was fun.
Oh, yeah.
As he missed with his shot, and I punched him because I only had a pistol with ammo at that point and knocked him out. But then his teammates killed me, and they got him back up.
Hey, I mean, a fist kill sounds like the best kill, right?
Yeah, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. In a shooting game, when you kill someone with a punch...
You've done work.
Owned.
Work.
Yeah.
You earned it.
All right.
Yeah, that's most of my video gaming. I got back into Dota 2 as well.
Oh my god. Everybody's getting back into Dota these days, I feel.
Well, I think most people are doing it because of auto chess. I have not played auto chess. I know nothing about it.
Neither do I. Somebody in stream asked me about that, and I was like, well, that sounds boring. A computer's auto-playing chess? What is that? And then they're like, it's a Dota thing. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I saw that it reminded me of, like, Heroes of Might and Magic. And then somebody said it's not like that at all, and I was super disappointed because I was up to trying that, and I was like, "What? It's not like that
I
at
love
all.
Heroes of Might and Magic."
You said that, and I was about to go install auto chess. Like I was
yeah, I know. Like we were about to just turn into an auto chess stream.
All of us were like, actually, that sounds fun. Oh, it's not like that. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, I guess.
If you're a Dota modder, make one that's like Might and Magic, and you've got at least 4 people here who are totally on.
I don't even care which one. It could be Heroes of Might and Magic. It could just be Might and Magic. I'll play either.
I do like those games a lot. Millman, what have you been up to, man? I haven't heard much from you today.
Working, being harassed to play Apex as well.
Not surprising.
And the normal stream. Yeah, like everybody. I just started playing Resident Evil 2, the remake, and like I started doing that. I was like just about finished my first playthrough as Leon, and then I just started getting nailed with messages. Like I think I had 10 people messaging me or coming into the stream to be like, "Hey, are you playing Apex? Why aren't you playing Apex?" And I was like, "I haven't even heard of Apex before today."
Very nice. All right. Well, I guess our entire existence is based around our lack of playing Apex and auto chess. We're just right on the cutting edge of the streaming world, aren't we?
Yeah, I also have not played Apex.
So, Dan, what have you been doing? Are you just living the dream still, working?
Yeah, I went to a Blazer game last week.
Hell yeah. Please tell me
Actually,
it wasn't
no,
the Spurs
2 weeks ago.
game. That one.
No, it was 2 weeks ago. I went to the Jazz game.
Oh, hang on. I have to edit this to get.
McCollum was real good.
Yeah, McCollum's been killing it lately. I'm a fan.
Yes.
This is very regional, by the way. Like, all of Twitch has like, what the fuck? Like, Portland sports, baby. Woo!
I mean, it could be worse. At least it's basketball. It's not like you're talking about like the Timbers or something.
Soccer
Or
might
like-
be more popular
actually-
with Twitch chat.
Actually,
Yeah,
even worse, you could be talking about like the Winterhawks, because I guarantee there's
Yeah,
nobody would know what that is.
There you
I don't
go.
know a single player on the Winterhawks. So.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
our.
either.
For those of you who aren't from Portland, the Winterhawks are our minor league hockey team. At least the Blazers are a professional sport. Speaking of professional sports,
Always be plugging. There we go.
episode 2 of the League of Ultimate Questing, the other podcast that I'm in, is now live. I have linked it in the Discord, and I will do the same in Twitch chat, which I should probably open and also get into Roll20 because we're
Yeah, you
playing
should be into Roll20 because we're gonna be
Yeah.
playing when Sean
That
gets
would
back from his coffee grinding.
That would be useful.
He's very good at disappearing on us.
Yeah.
Anybody else have fun stories while we fill dead air here?
No, but where's the snow? I heard it was going to snow a lot.
I did too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
disappointed.
Millman's getting 40 degrees Celsius weather, and in theory, we're supposed to have the largest
Snowpocalypse.
snowstorm of the century in Portland right now.
You need to hurry up and have the snow. I will be there in less than a month. I need to hang out in some snow, damn it.
Well, you're going to Chicago, so you're probably gonna get it.
Yeah,
Yes.
You're pretty safe.
From what I can see.
The Midwest is very snowy, especially
It
compared
was-
to over here in Portland.
It was 50 degrees Celsius. Or negative 50. No, sorry, negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry,
No.
negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago.
Celsius would be.
Negative 50
no,
degrees
Celsius
Celsius is
would
a
be
little
crazy.
insane.
What is it?
Negative
What
50
was that
Celsius.
game called? Frostpunk. Was it
100.
called Frostpunk?
Yeah,
I want to say.
Frostpunk.
Yeah, that's like Frostpunk levels of.
I kind of
Yeah.
wanted to play Frostpunk. It looked interesting. All right, Sean's
I have
back.
We're back.
Let's go ahead and jump into game here.
I've got it open already.
Good. Well done. Get into Roll20 if you're not there.
Yep, I did it. I remembered.
Here.
I'm so used to playing games where I don't use Roll20 and I just roll physical dice that I forget that I need to open Roll20 until it's like so you're describing a map and I go, oh, right, yeah, map. I need to look at that. We're not playing Theater of the Mind.
All right. Well, I play more Theater of the Mind than I do with Roll20. I should probably use Roll20 more due to the into game. So, last time, y'all were immediately besieged at the start of the episode by the beast, and you fought it with just a toe-to-toe battle, striking back and forth, and really beat the crap out of it. It was quite amazing to me. And as you struck the finishing blow on the beast, dissolved into this black puddle. You did some experimentation with it, but it was eventually just left on the side of the road as you entered into town. You took the body of poor Brea back to her mother and began the process of allowing the town to grieve for the lost child. Tom began to set up this very elaborate funeral pyre in the name of Brigitte, and you left Tom to do that and went to the graveyard to finally investigate this 101st grave that should not be there. As you dug up the grave, the beast once again erupted from the ground and attacked, but a joint effort and an incredible job of tanking by Gormak allowed you to once again defeat the beast and find inside this grave a square box that once opened had these vibrant eyes inside, still with like the retinal cords and everything attached. As you sat and pondered the nature of these eyes and Janlar began his arcane focus, the crazy man of town began entreating you once again to bring him the eyes. After some deliberation, you did so, and the eyes were given to him. As you did, the shape of this man changed into this large, proud, darkened wizard who says, "Thank you. The Lord of Chains thanks you for your service." And then he plane shifted away into another realm. The rest of you returned to town and engaged in the the nice funeral pyre for the child, and realize that the loop was broken. Something of your actions seems to have done it. And you approach Horsedog the next morning, asking to take him back to Sarmanath. He belligerently tells you he doesn't want to do that, and has convinced you all to go into the Sea of Grass, north of the old road and the hills, to seek out a couple of older towns that don't often get the Mercer's path. As you wandered through, you found a fairy circle that gave you some awful rash when eaten, and you arrived in... Excuse me. You arrived in a small hunter town, where at the nighttime, Emily and Rose gallantly beat back a strange anglerfish fey dog creature that tried to eat you all with a well-placed thunderclap. And you met a strange bard by the name of Garrett Goldenthroat, who has asked you to go forth and seek out the orc tribe that has taken his magical harp that was given to him by the King of Coldwater. And with that, the day rises on the tavern, the Squawking Goose that you are staying at, and the 5 of you are free to go about your day. And I will turn over control to you. What do you do on this, your first day in... Oh, I forgot my town name. Hold on. Your first day in Wayside.
I level up my character. That's my big idea right now.
All right, Tom, you're sitting in silent reflection in the tavern, focusing on the holy symbol of Burgess, perhaps reflecting back on your ritual and your kind of religious outpouring over the last week as you level up and get closer to your deity. What are the rest of you doing as Tom silently does this?
I'm eating and maybe going to check out that spot where I thunderclapped the those crazy dogs to see if I murdered any by accident and see what was there. But other than that, yeah.
You fly out. You fly out of town and you see a perfect square in the Sea of Grass just outside of town where your thunderclap happened. It has like broken down and flattened the grass in this area like a crop square, but you see no bodies of anglerfish dogs.
That's a letdown. I mean, I wasn't that far away anyway, so.
Yeah. What were you saying, Janlar? What are you up to?
Oh yeah, I'm just eating in the tavern as well. Janlar is happy to wait for Horsedog to be ready to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the general consensus among the lot of you, we can kind of just fast forward. Horsedog will spend the next 2 to 3 days here in Wayside. He shares the goods that he's collected from Sarmanath and from the small towns like Willard's Mill with the people. Here you notice that they're very hunting-based town. As you saw at the end of last session, most of them went off in the morning to go hunt. There are many tanners and hides makers that dot the town, constantly churning out this kind of foul-smelling tanning process. There's a lot of trade for foodstuffs, like vegetables and things grown from the ground, for meats and dried meats and hides for Willards. There's a little bit of a trade in honeysuckle. There's a bunch of gnomes that come and trade for it. But Horsedog sits here and sets up his market for the next 2 days, and allows you kind of free reign of the town. Garrett Goldenthroat will occasionally give you side-eye and longing, as if hoping that you will go off and retrieve his harp. But for the most part, you're just given free reign of this town for the next couple of days. Is there anything in particular you want to do, or do you want to just wait until he's packed up?
At some point, I would go to Horsedog himself and ask to buy like a pound of butter from him.
Oh, okay. A pound of butter, you say? Well, I just so happen to be in the perfect town for that. You know they make butter here. Let me see what that will cost you. I'm sure we can give you a seeker's discount. I was not prepared with a pound of butter in my price listing.
Oh, Tom, one of the things that you missed was us validating what day it actually was, and Horsedog begrudgingly admitting that we actually are Seekers, and he was wrong.
Yeah, I took note of that. That was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. Also, Tom, when you roll your HP, if you roll your HP, the rest of us rolled our HP. So,
How'd that go?
everyone but me did pretty well.
I
got 2 hit points.
All of you did very well. All of you did very well. You rolled well. You rolled exactly as you should have.
I'll add myself to the pile real fast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did okay.
What did you roll here? You rolled 6. 6
Got the
hit
same as I would have
points.
if I'd just taken the HP.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
Gormac rolled a 2 on his D12,
Alright.
which was really bad.
So, Horsedog eventually finds his ledger and tells you, yes, it would usually cost you 8 copper pieces for a pound of butter, but as you are a seeker and seem to have broken me out of a time loop, I'll give it to you for 5 copper pieces.
I appreciate it. Thank you. For just
Acquiring spell components for grease.
yeah.
I was gonna say, how the hell are you gonna keep butter good for the whole time we're traveling? Because that'd be gross in a very quick.
It doesn't say it has to be non-rancid butter.
Doesn't say it can't go bad.
Your butter's just full of mold and stuff.
Holy
Your grease
butter.
is just like
I mean, you could just like put it in a
gross-smelling
box
foul.
and then line it with straw, and that'll keep the chill very well.
Yeah, it's a magic. It's magic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's got magic butter skills. Is that what I'm hearing?
I never actually looked into the components that go into being a wizard. But that is gross.
Yeah.
Just in it's
Yeah,
gross.
it's awesome being a wizard with all your weird stuff.
Didn't 5e specifically like introduce the focuses or whatever they were called, so that you wouldn't have to do?
I think so.
You can
Yeah,
do
most-
either or. Janlar
I-
appears to be a wizard that uses the many ingredients available to them.
I almost never used actual components, but Liam on Critical Role started using components for his spells, and it seems to have become more popular since he started doing that, because it gives you a lot more flavor than I wave my focus.
Alrighty, so you've bought butter. You spend a couple of days in this town. It seems like you don't really have anything else you wish to do here in Wayside, and so
Real quick.
yep.
If I stand on their tavern's roof, can we see smoke in the distance? Can I roll a perception?
Yes, please roll a perception wisdom check as you scan for smoke on the horizon.
And you like fly above the tavern's roof? Why do you have to stand on it?
Oh, that's persuasion. Hold up.
You persuade the DM that there should be smoke
totally
in the air.
take the 21. But no.
All right, you fly up to the tavern's roof and you scan the horizon, and you look for smoke. And indeed, very faintly to the northwest of you, you do see just the faintest trail of smoke going up into the sky as you scan the horizon there.
All right, cool. Finish what you were narrating, and then I can go from there.
Well, okay. So are you've flown up to the top of the tavern? You see smoke, and then you just chill for a couple days.
Oh well, if you're gonna skip by, then no.
Well, Horsedog will stay here in town for a couple of days. Garrett, Golden Throat will talk to you, and random townies will talk to you. But this day is kind of up to you to do what you will with. If you're just sitting around waiting for Horsedog to be done, we'll just go until you leave. But if you have something to do,
What is this smoke that we're talking about?
We're gonna go find orcs. To find them, you find the smoke.
Why
Yeah,
are we finding orcs?
Garrett said that his harp, he has a magical harp that the king gave him, or some king gave him.
The King of Cold Water.
Yeah, cold water. And that he needs our help returning it, and that we can find the orcs because they'll have lots of smoke from their encampment.
So, yeah. We haven't asked Horsedog which way we'll be going from here. So, probably going to go see him first and see where our travels will be taking us next. Because if he says it's north, then I really won't bother. But otherwise, yeah, I'm going to bring it up to the party.
If I remember right, I think we were going to Wayside and then one other town that was farther north, closer to the forest. and then back to Sarmanath. But I might not be remembering right.
Aye, indeed that is the case. We'll be going up to Skillet's Creek, a bit northwest of here. It is close to a stream that feeds the Moonflow.
Okay. Well, I'll bring it to the party. I was looking around on the roof, looking for smoke, like the crazy, not cool bard was saying. Not that I want to help him, but I do like the idea of us fighting orcs. So there's smoke in this particular direction, and like obviously tell them the particular direction. Are we intrigued to have a look? We have a couple of days.
Well, I guess we could. An entire encampment of orcs does not sound very promising for 4 of us.
I mean, we could just wait till nightfall and I can go and find it, and then we can just go and take it.
Sure.
It's not like
I mean,
I
if we're
go
going to
on
be
the
sitting
dark.
around for a few days anyway, so you might as well.
Okay.
All right.
Everybody else's thoughts? Copper for your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually have just a copper.
Starts
Okay.
fishing around for one of Emily's copper pieces in case he actually has to give it to someone.
What were you saying, Faye? What's going on?
So I didn't get. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm misinterpreting. Is that a word?
Misinterpreting.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the notion that the orcs were like inherently evil. They are just like wild orcs that take people if they come across them. But they
Yes.
did let that bard go, right? He didn't like flee. They let him go.
No, he fled.
He said he escaped. So,
Yeah.
Horsedog will tell you of the orcs because you had some time to talk with him about this during the travel up here. He says, look, they're a tribe of orcs. They come from a different place than the elves did, but they came from beyond the veil. They're tribal folk, and they believe in might makes right. This is why we don't come out here very often. If they find a caravan of goods, they're probably going to walk up and take it as their own. This is why we use seekers like you to come up here. This particular tribe up here is a very aggressive one. Their motto is that you keep what you kill, and you know they have feats of strength to prove who should lead and who gets what rations and so on and so forth. But evil, who's to say?
So you're saying that if our friend here, and I motion to Gormak, wins an arm wrestling contest, we could just take the harp as leaders of the tribe?
Potentially. It depends on who owns the harp.
Arm wrestling? I was thinking more, Gormak kick the living shit out of him, and then we
Yes.
lead the orcs.
Well, that could be possible. I assume if you were to slay the chieftain in a one-on-one combat, I believe. Look, I'm not an orc, but from what I hear,
return to Sarmanath with an army of orcs.
Sounds great.
No, that sounds terrible. Don't. Leave the orcs behind. Just take the harp.
Well, but we'd be chieftain.
Yeah.
What else would we do with them?
I imagine the orcs would not be particularly welcome in Sarmanath.
Oh.
Well, we couldn't
That's-
just leave them leaderless.
Allow
Maybe
them to
we don't have
democratically
to
appoint a
slay?
new leader. I don't know.
Do we have to slay the leader?
You could
If you
just
encounter orcs, is that
Why not
something that
just-
happens?
you could
have
just
to
wrestle
slay
him. That seems much less fatal.
Well, but if I beat him, he won't be leader anymore.
He will be if you leave, though. So you'll be chieftain while you're there, and then you'll leave and he'll be leader again.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Look,
Also-
let's just introduce a power vacuum into the orc encampment. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah, let's do
I
that.
mean-
It sounds totally like a good idea. Last time we listened to you, we didn't kill the crazy guy, and he turned out to be the evil guy.
He broke the time loop for you.
But he
I
was
think
all...
he created the time loop.
It's possible, but he still broke it.
Killing him would have broken it.
You think so? Would it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure about that?
Pretty sure.
It may have also just made it permanent forever. Because the person who created it couldn't uncreate it.
So, the 5 of you, I do enjoy these existential questions of magic and powers beyond your control, but could you do it like 10 feet away or like, you know, in the tavern or something? You're scaring my customers off.
But we like you.
Oh, I wish you didn't. Okay.
All right, let's. Is it like early in the day? Can we just go out right now?
Sure. Yeah. We can call it like mid-morning. So, the 5 of you make preparations and head off to the northwest, seeking the smoke coming forth from the encampment. What do you take with you when you go? Are you setting up and taking your whole caravan, your ox and your cart and all your supplies, or how are you heading off?
One of the wheels to the mercer's cart, so he can't leave without us.
Oh, okay. Horse Dog becomes indignant as you begin taking off one of his wheels, but he realizes he's losing sales as he's talking to you. He's like, "No, don't do that. What are you doing to facing my cart?" And then he's just like,
I'll bring it back when we come back. But we're supposed to take you to Sarmanath, and we can't have you running off while we're gone.
"I'm not running off. You're my protection." Oh, I can't. Fine, take it. I have to deal with my customers. And so you take a wheel from his cart.
Yep.
And
Gormac, can you also carry my 5 days of rations so I won't be encumbered?
Yeah, we might need to take the cart because I can't
Yes,
carry
but
any of my
you
stuff.
have to label it as yours so I don't get it mixed up.
All right.
All right, so you load up your cart with including a wheel from Horse Dogs, and you begin heading off into the grass sea.
Are we going to take the whole cart? Do we need the whole cart with us?
I can't carry my rations either, so if you can carry my rations.
Yeah, you can just like carry my rations.
I
then
don't know that we really need 5 days of rations apiece for this trip. I'm sure.
Well, okay, but if I carry any rations, I'll hit encumber.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm right up on that limit.
The first level of encumbrance isn't that bad. Come on.
Do you want to carry my rations for me?
Gormac will just attach it to the cargo webbing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get a little
so
pouch.
rather than loading down the cart, you load down Gormac with pouches all over him and a big cartwheel on his back. You begin trudging forth into the sea of grass. Again, as you head off, the grass is high, about chest high on an oxen, so about waist high or a little taller for most of you. The sun kind of opens and beats down, and even though it's a cool fall day, underneath the sun, as you're walking around, you begin to feel that kind of sweat coming off of you. You begin leading yourself northwest towards the smoke. Who's taking point on this?
I mean, I could, if Emily was like pointing out the initial direction, I think I could probably lead us.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Awesome. So it sounds like Emily is assisting Rose. Rose, please give me a survival intelligence check in order to follow these directions where you need to go. Please do so at advantage because you're being assisted.
So I do have proficiency in that, which is a 2, and then it's a 0, so it's just a +2. Oh my god, I nailed it. First roll of the evening, I'm already. I'm sorry.
Didn't roll.
I know.
I was like, I hope you're not accepting that because it's not a roll.
Oh, that's not much better, is
So
it?
you begin making your way vaguely northwest through the grass as it comes up to your chest. You're trying to listen to the directions as you're floating through, and the path you take just kind of winds your way that direction. It's quicker going without the cart, as you're not slowed down as much by these long grasses. About midway through the day, a little bit past lunchtime, you begin to smell charred, like smoke, like something burnt, and it doesn't smell like a wood fire to you, but you get this strong whiff of sulfur and charred and burning, and it seems to be coming wafting in on the breeze to your east as you're trudging along.
I stop in my tracks. I say, this doesn't smell good.
Well, it smells like what we're looking for.
Death and destruction?
That sounds just like orcs.
Yep.
I squint a little.
It's spicy. It's different.
All right. So I guess you stop. Do you begin searching out this smell? You follow your nose, Toucan Sam?
Pretty much.
All right.
I guess, yeah.
Can we just send Emily as a vertical scout and see what she can see from?
Sure.
I'll drone it. Would you like me to?
Yeah, so you fly up and up and up and to get a good scout off, and you don't even need to roll as you do this. Eventually, you reach a good height, and you look down across the plains, and a good probably 100 yards to your east, you see this blackened area where there seems to be just charred grasses, and inside of the grasses, excuse me, you see like these remains smoldering still and giving off that very kind of acrid smell. They seem to be big, heavy remains of some kind of creature, but they're very hard to get a good view on from here. They stand out as lumps in this kind of blackened area to your east.
Okay. Well, I fly down. I'm like, we're going that way. Got about 100 yards. Don't know how far that is in meters, but we're going that way.
All right.
Pretty close. Yard meter. Pretty close.
We're going that way.
10 centimeters.
We are. I start moving that way.
All right. You cross the rest of the way into this as you get there. The stench becomes more and more. And who of you has hunted or been in like a campfire or like has a background with that?
No.
Would any of you?
Not in
No.
game.
Okay. Well, then none of you recognize the smell of this as you get closer. As you break into the clearing here that has been made, there's ash from the grasses that have been burnt down. Some of them still smolder and smoke a little bit. But you see these kind of big chunks of what used to be beast. They're shredded apart, almost unrecognizable as a creature. You see some horns broken and stamped onto the ground in some places, but there's these large kind of shredded hunks of creature still blackened and smoking in the middle of this pit, and seem to be giving off the worst of the smell.
Is it a pit that you said?
It's like a area of blackened grasses, right? And
Okay.
there have been chunks of things in this area.
Does it look like this was a fire that was like set intentionally in the area, or is it like a line of fire or something?
It's
that
not
just caught-
geometrically shaped. It seems to be kind of haphazardly made.
Gormak kind of looks around, looks at the thing, and looks at Tom and goes, "It's a dragon."
It's not a dragon. It's
No,
not
no,
a place
stretch.
on fire.
No, he points at the dead thing. Not that. That's not a dragon. The dragon killed that and made the fire. Dragons make fire.
I think it just looks like the funeral we went to. Like the little girls. That's what happened there, right?
Gormak thinks about it, goes, "Fire, eviscerated remains. Yep, nope, that checks out. Not a dragon."
Okay. There's also other things that do fire. It could be a pyrolisk.
I don't know what that is, but I don't want to know.
You don't.
I'm just
don't
imagining Faye. There's other things that make fire.
She's just like she's actually standing at the edge, right? Between where the grass is and where the fire is. So she's just standing there, just like, okay. Can we go now? I'm I'm done here.
I heard dragon and I'm not about it.
Are you weak to fire, like as a character?
Yes, in my bones, no on my character sheet.
I was gonna say, we come across a red dragon. That's just like phase kryptonite right there. One breath weapon. Like you take 224 points of damage.
Oh yeah, Chris.
To be fair, at level 2, if we came across a red dragon, we'd be dead regardless.
Yeah, but I mean, like you make it to 10th level. You're feeling so good about yourself.
Okay, yeah.
It's going to be a challenge. We'll see. If that ever happens, it's going to be a true challenge for the Spriggan.
I got you. No red dragon will take you away.
Yeah,
I promise. I'm a fairy.
You said the burns look geometric, Greg?
No, they do not look geometric.
Oh, okay. So it does not look organized. It looks like this place is just kind of haphazardly burned a little bit.
Yes.
That's what he was describing. We weren't picking it up.
So it's probably not any kind of...
You go.
Go ahead.
How much is it? Is it still hot? Does it feel like a fresh burn?
It looks like it has been here for a little while. There's still some smoking and some smoldering in places in the grasses, but it is not like a roaring fire, right? It's not giving off extra heat beyond.
Okay.
What a small,
is the ground still
kind of
hot? Is it
smolder.
uncomfortable to walk on?
No, it is not uncomfortable to walk on. If you reach down and like you reach down, you kind of like feel the you have like hooves. You don't even have boots. Yeah, it feels warm, but it's like warm like ashes feel warm, right?
Okay.
Not like it's currently burning you to death.
Did we see any tracks coming to or from this area?
Please give me a perception check as you look for tracks in the ash here.
Can I assist?
Yeah,
you can.
Can I assist Faye the other way around?
No, we have an order of operations. So Rose begins helping you as she kind of walks around the edge of the grass, not getting
I'm
into
just
the ash.
pointing at things.
It's trying to point things out, and you begin tracking through the ash. Please roll perception wisdom at advantage.
Yeah, I'm
Gormac will
gonna
look at
his because
Come on.
Gormac will look at his hoof and all the soot that's on the bottom.
Oh
of it.
yeah.
It shouldn't be hard.
All right, so you begin tracking around, and what you do find at first are these like big drag marks in and around the smoldering pieces, as if something very heavy or very large had been dragged across the ground, and they seem to come in different directions. But as you look even further, there are multiple instances of large, oversized, what appear to be hooves. They're shaped very similar to the hoof imprints that are being left by Gormac, but slightly different.
It looks like they've left here. The
You
orcs.
reckon they enslaved your people, Gormac?
No, that was the Fae that did that.
No, but like the orcs could be doing it too.
Well, if they did, then we'll just have to deal with them.
But just think, we can have more of your friends to hang around with.
I'm
More
sure
Gormacs.
this dog would be thrilled.
I know, right? Also, is there any chance that I can roll maybe a perception to see if there's any like field mice or small grassland critters that I could communicate with to get?
Yes, please search for some grassland critters for me. We'll just have a. I think that's almost like a nature check. Man, you're percepting. You're seeing. It's perception wisdom, I guess. It's
Could be
just a normal
survival
check.
too, to find
Could
an
be
animal.
survival.
16?
So you take a good look, and there is no creature in the surrounding area.
Guess
But
my
as you begin to like circle farther and wider, eventually some hundreds of feet away from the scorched earth, you do find some smaller kind of rodents that burrow under the ground and kind of pop up. You see their holes, and sure enough, one of them seems to be skittering about.
Okay. I'll get the party, obviously, to come with me, because then we can just move on. But I'll tell them that we have tracks from where we need to go. I just want to talk to some rodents real quick. And I'm going to do the speak with animals as a ritual.
Okay, so you take 10 minutes to create this ritual. What do you do? What does the ritual look like as you stand here for 10 minutes?
I think it's more like a weird fairy bard thing where I like fuck with the harp, start trying to like speaking gibberish, and then that's not right, and I kind of like just work on it, and then next thing you know, boom, it's working. Like I'm like, aha, I got this.
You just chittering a whole bunch of random shit while you're plucking on a harp, like.
Yeah. Gotta get the vocals in line.
I like it. All right, so Emily begins chittering, trying to find the exact resonation of her vocal cords that will allow her to speak with this creature. Are any of you doing anything for the next 10 minutes, or are we just jumping right into that?
Just go right into it, I guess.
Alrighty. So
Cormac's just walking around the grass trying to wipe the soot off of his hooves, like you do after you like step in dog shit. Like
I just got this image of you dragging your feet like backwards and forwards in a big bag.
Yeah.
It just looks like you've just leveled half the field all the way to
You know, Cormac, we really could look into getting you those horseshoes.
well, then
Wouldn't
they'd
that make
just be
more
dirty
grooves?
too.
Well,
Yeah,
sure, but I imagine it's probably better if the horseshoe gets dirty than your actual hooves.
Why do you wash your boots easier than you wash your feet?
I don't wash my boots. Who cares about the bottom side of their boots?
That's
All
the
right.
conversation that happens for 10
Perfect.
minutes.
Yeah, for 10 minutes. So eventually you find like the right resonation and you begin to speak with this rodent. It pops its head back out of the hole like, yes, what do you want?
Do you know about the big creatures that were near the big fire?
Big creatures near big fire. I run away from fire. I hide in hole. He like ducks down.
Damn,
Pops back
is
up.
there room in there for me?
He kind of eyes you.
I'm
I
not
think
very
so.
big.
Maybe. He like scoots down.
Well, I just kind of like pop my like torso in. I'm like, so I just need to know, were they around earlier? Were they making lots of noise?
Big things eat grass.
Yeah.
Leave droppings. Very good. Occasionally you find nice things in there.
Oh, cool. How long ago was that? Would you
This
say
morning.
today?
Yes.
Perfect.
I woke up. I was collecting, and then the sky yelled, and I hid. And then I smelled smoke, so I went over here.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Do you want to see my collection?
What you got?
Follow! And he just begins like running on four legs through this like burrow underneath the ground, taking
I'm
turns.
like, you just see Emily's butt hanging out of this hole, and you just see one hand come up with a finger. It's like, 1 second, and I just dart into the hole.
He begins winding his way through the burrows, and it comes to this like large mound of seeds and like pits of vegetables and fruits, like some of them smelling definitely of fecal matter. And he's like, I collect these. They make good food. Here, try some. He pulls out a big seed and hands it to you.
No, I'm good. I
Sure.
ate already. Yes.
Okay.
He just starts eating.
Yep.
Is there anything of like note? Like it is. Like
Did he collect a ring or something in here?
that could be it, but
Loot's the gate.
more so if others, the fruits and stuff. Like obviously they're not from around here. Is there a way that I could be like, oh, that's a fruit from the forest, right? Like I can tell their travel
Sure.
path from
Sure. I
Investigation?
think that's a survival check.
that. Survival check?
Yeah, survival wisdom to determine like the nature of these.
Yeah.
Nah, they look like seeds and stuff, man. You don't
Okay.
recognize any of them. They're foreign to your eyes.
No worries. Okay, I'll need you to show me the way out. I didn't really take note.
Oh, okay. Follow. And he scampers back through the winding burrow and leads you back out a different hole. But once you once you get back out and fly around, you can find your way back.
Yeah. So I go back to the party and like I start speaking chipmunk and I'm like, oh wait, okay, I got it. All right. They were here this morning. Big bison by the looks of it. Plenty of seeds and stuff, but I don't see any fruit trees around here or anything that has fruit. So they must be going north quite far and getting fruit and stuff for their bison.
I mean, is
Great
that like an
cat.
established concept that like all the fruit is to the north?
Well, you're in a grassy plain, and amongst a bunch of grass seeds and other things, there were some fruit seeds. There are trees that scatter and dot the plain occasionally. They're not very common. So where they're getting the seeds from might be a little bit of a question, but they could very well come from some of these scattered trees or from the grasses and wild things that grow here.
I mean, yeah, because north would take us to the Elflands, wouldn't it?
If you go far enough, yes.
I don't think orcs have a problem with elves. Just got a feeling.
I feel like everyone has a problem with elves, except for the elves.
Cormac nods.
Oh, definitely Gormac. Definitely Gormac. But they were here this morning, so we're not that far behind.
Any idea where they headed off to? Did it leave any tracks or anything that you could follow?
The grass trampled in a particular direction.
No.
As you trample everywhere,
Yeah, as you look about, right, you see these drag marks across the ground, and you see a couple of these hoof prints, but it doesn't continue on, right? It is as if they were in this area, and then they were not.
Kind of looks like they might have, just came here at night and then separated during the day into smaller traveling groups.
That doesn't sound right.
If there's no outgoing tracks, they might have flown off. Do they have any winged beasts that they ride?
Dragons.
I really hope it's not dragons. We're a bit out of our league if the orcs have tamed dragons.
We've only established that they're hoof prints. We haven't seen any like bipedal footprints, humanoid ones. So I'm like,
might not have been the orcs.
Are you sure these were orcs?
I'm starting to like my Pyrolisk theory more.
No. I'm not sure there works.
Oh, I thought you were just immediately gunning down the Pyrolisk.
No, not a
I have no idea what a Pyrolisk is, so it could vary.
They're like cockatrices, but if you look in their eyes, you combust spontaneously and die instantly.
Sounds
Oh,
terrible.
that's a great time.
I figured
Let's
it was
go
like a
think
soccer
instead.
lizard fire version.
All right, well, we've got no lead then. And they don't make fires while they travel, so we can't track that.
Well, let's go give the Mercer his wheel back then.
Well, we could look around. He's going to be in town for a few days, right?
Especially with we've got his wheel.
Orcs. Okay,
You
so
have
from
successfully hijacked the Mercer.
from our limited knowledge of orcs, I assume we would know whether they're like nocturnal or diurnal, right?
They are not nocturnal. Diurnal means like wake up during the
Daylight.
day, right?
Yeah, crepuscular is active during dawn and dusk.
They are active during the day.
Okay.
Yes.
So we could just wait for tonight and then look around for their camp smoke.
But they could travel for ages.
I mean, they live out here. Do they really have a need to travel long distances?
There's nothing here.
Maybe we could have Emily shout things like, "Oh, woe is me, I am a poor and defenseless traveler. I hope there are no orcs around to ambush me and steal my stuff."
This +5 magical ring of dragon taming must be safely delivered to town,
Yep.
to the Elflands. Yeah,
Yep.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't carry anything.
Well, she could
Pixies
carry
have
a ring.
really tiny backpacks, usually.
Well, they can't tell that I'm little until they see me.
Well, if we does anyone have a ring? A ring for one of us might be like a collar for Emily.
You know who does have rings? The Mercer and his ring duplicator.
I don't think we should fleece the Mercer anymore.
No.
Well, it didn't mean we could always buy.
I'm glad to know you antagonized him as thoroughly as you could in my absence.
Well, we only went to get Hessian sacks, and we gave him back his holy water.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a shovel.
Yep.
And we talked about bringing the cute poor girl home to be
Yeah, we
buried.
threatened to kidnap him and transport him back to Sarmanath.
Yeah, in one of those bags.
It was one of the options that was presented.
It is true. We didn't have to bring him back alive, but we shouldn't be killing him just because he's a little bit injured.
No, we weren't going to kill him. We were just going to stuff him in the sack and drag him back to Sarmanath if he didn't want to go with us.
You see, he
I
wanted
think
to
it's
travel up
pretty
here.
hard to kill.
There are orcs up here. We just
Yeah,
need to
look.
bring him back safely.
We've already traveled all this way out. Let's wait for
now.
nightfall and find the camp smoke and hunt these orcs down and have Gormak sumo wrestle the leader or whatever he's going to do, and then we'll take the heart back.
This would probably be a good time to point out I'm only carrying 2 days of all of everyone's rations.
You've got all of mine and all of yours.
Well, that's true.
That's fine. 2 days is plenty. If we don't figure this out by tomorrow during the day, let's just head back to town.
That's why I didn't bring all 10. That was ridiculous.
All right.
And while Tom is like wrestle, you just see me in the background, like where he can't see me.
All
How
right.
does barbecued grass taste?
Not good, right?
Okay.
This is not cooked, right? This is not cooked
Okay.
grass. This is like
thoroughly
burned,
scorched.
Yeah.
scorched,
Gormak-
charred. It tastes like ash.
Fries it because he knows barbecue's a thing. He like picks up a handful and is like, and then it just turns to like flaky ash in his mouth, and you just see Gormak like,
I imagine you just begin like licking yourself to get the ash
Yeah,
off your
like,
tongue.
you're doing that, trying
All
to get
right.
it off his tongue.
So the 5 of you are waiting until nightfall. Are you staying in the crater of ash here?
I don't think so. No.
No, he gets
there's no way we're not staying. No. No.
So you begin to seek out a place to stay. You end up finding that most of the area around here is all the same. There's not like a big cave or anything.
Is there a tree?
You search around and you have most of the day to walk around. So you begin circling and looking, and eventually you do find kind of a larger oak and kind of willowy tree that is very similar to the one that you bedded under in the town of Wayside.
Perfect.
You begin setting up your camp there and begin the process of going down for the night. How are those watches coming along?
Real quick. I
Yes,
just
sir.
look at Gormak and I'm like, you need to wash your hands again. You licked your hands. That's gross.
There's no water out here.
Good point. Maybe use some dirt.
Well, no, I've got it.
And he spits on his hands to get them wet, and then just kind of scrubs them.
Ah, okay, all right.
That defeats the. Never mind. I'll do first watch, then do me 4 hours, and then I'll do the rest of the watch. So one person just has to cover for the middle.
Alrighty. So,
I can watch. I'll watch.
as you guys bed down for the night, you are.
Are we setting a fire in the grassland?
Yes, let's burn the place.
How do you set up your fire in the grassland?
I imagine we have to. Are there stones around that we could use to like make a fire pit and like contain it?
You can search around, and indeed, you find some small stones.
I do have
so-
a shovel. I can dig a hole for it.
Yeah, so we just clear out a small area so grass isn't going to catch, and then we build a fire pit using stones.
All right, perfect. You do exactly that. You make a small pit with the stones. You clear out some small area, and you light your own fire to warm up here. I'm very interested in Rose here. This is not the first time that your party has set about creating large fires at night. How are you? Like, what does this feel like for you as you're getting set up here?
I mean, to her it feels very dangerous because fire is also like our signal to every single creature that doesn't use fires,
Yeah,
right?
Cormac nods. He's like, we should keep the fire small.
And it's also kind of, I mean, it's kind of invasive. Rose has been very fascinated with this area. Like, I guess it looks kind of boring because it's all just grass, but she's never been to a place that looks like a sea of grass, right? Like, to her, this is absolutely fascinating because forest she kind of knows about, but this she doesn't. So, you run like her finger through through the grass and it's just flabbergasted and it goes up to her chest and everything. And it makes her, it makes you feel kind of bad when you see them digging out the dirt and then putting up a fire pit. And yeah, I guess she distances herself a tiny little bit, and what she does is like she uses the grass to make kind of like a little sleeping nest out of it, right? So she like weaves a little place for herself where she can sleep in.
All right.
Side note, weren't we waiting for nightfall to follow the fire that they make?
Yeah, so why are we setting up a camp?
Because we're going to be tired if we stay up day and night.
Emily, can you fly up really fast and see if there's any smoke off in the distance?
Yes,
Did we just waste like an hour on a camp that we're not even going to use?
Well, if we can't find their camp, then we'll be using our camp.
Okay, you finish setting up the fire pit. Just don't start it yet. I'll be right back. Start straight up.
All right, you fly straight up. Give me a perception check to find smoke once again in the distance.
Another 6. Never mind. I don't see shit.
You look and you scan the horizon. You fly around in a circle looking, but you don't find the smoke that you saw once again.
Damn
All
it.
right.
No lights on the distance. Nothing. Because a fire that size would be like.
Well, when are you doing this? You keep changing
nightfall.
what you're doing like every 30 seconds. So
We're probably looking for like sunset, dusk.
you do this
like,
in the afternoon.
transitioning.
Yes.
Okay, in the afternoon you don't see anything. As you set up camp, you sit and wait until nightfall. I was going to have you see a very large flickering light to the northeast of you. It seems you have traveled mostly west during the day.
There we go.
All right. You guys are schizophrenic with time. All right. So
I'm sorry. I'm used to
what this is the order of operations here. Y'all leave. You find this willow tree. You look for smoke in the afternoon. You don't see any. It seems that you have decided to stay here and create some camp until evening time, until you find this large flickering light around the time that dusk truly descends into night, and you get the reflections of this flickering light off into the northeast of you. It seems that your travel has mostly led you farther west than you anticipated. And so, the five of you sit around and you see this flickering of light. And I think we are pretty much approaching an hour here. Do we want to take a break and then have you come back and
Sure.
investigate this after that?
Sounds good.
Alrighty then. We will take a 5-minute break and come back to see you for part 2, everybody. We'll see you in a bit. Bye.